Entrepreneurship and Startups in India by Pargat Barsal. He is a founder and CEO of Sova Skills Education Private Limited. Mr. Pargat Barsal is a dynamic entrepreneur with a proven track record of success. As the founder and CEO of Sova Skills Education Private Limited, he has demonstrated exceptional leadership skills by successfully raising funds and steering the company towards the growth and revenue-centric process. Pargat's entrepreneurial spirit is further evident in his role as founding team member at Voyamika Space, where he has not only played a vital role in raising funds but has also delivered outstanding results for the business. His ability to assemble and lead a team of talented individuals highlights his passion for nourishing talent and fostering a collaborative work environment. With a strong focus and growth and in a profound dedication to entrepreneurship, Pargat Bansal continues to make impactful strides in the business world. A big round of applause for Pargat sir, please.
Hello. So, very enthusiastic and energetic minds sitting right there. So, as you must have listened the great introduction of me, I am Pargat Barsal. No, not Barsal, right? From Barsal village, very near to your campus, right? And should I come down? Here you people are a bit awkward. So yeah, here it is good. So I have been into entrepreneurship from last 2 years, right? And currently I'm 20 and a dropout from college, I'll say. I have skipped my studies for now because my studies and business were two options for me to choose from. And there was one alternative option which I skipped at the moment, which was to go to Canada, right? And as we most are Punjabis here, so I wonder everyone is wishing at some point that अगर कुछ ना हो तो कनाडा दा फिर बनती पई है So this is a thing that to change this particular mindset कि we don't anticipate to go to Canada and try something of art that your campus is organizing such beautiful sessions here. Atish sir is here, very dear friend of mine, and many other faculty members. Currently we have one of your faculty member here. He is very good friend of mine as well. So the important thing today we'll be discussing is that as you people are from BBA, MBA, so I am seeing that there must be people who are wishing to pursue entrepreneurship, or there must be an idea in the mind के कुछ ऐसा कर लेंगे अगर BBA के बाद या MBA के अंदर. Is there somebody who is looking to start a startup here? Anybody? Okay, so we have a guy there who is looking to start something, and anybody else who is looking to join as a co-founder to somebody, और किसी का दोस्त जो है वो idea वगैरह कोई share कर रहा है उसके साथ, and they are willing to pursue something. Anybody? तो फिर BBA MBA के बाद क्या plans क्या हैं? So BBA MBA you are all the students are from BBA and MBA, right? All the students are from BBA and MBA, right? Yes. Okay. BCom is also here, right? So देखा जाए तो academically you people are most preferred for businesses, है ना? You people are the people जो businesses को सबसे ज़्यादा पढ़ते हैं, and you people are chosen to operate the businesses. So I am seeing कि कोई तो होगा ऐसा जो apart from that guy who is willing to start something of his own या of her own venture, कोई अगर किसी का है मन start करने का. Nobody? अगर नहीं मन है तो let's say no, we are not expecting anything. Okay, so what are the plans after BBA or MBA? Job. Where? Job in a startup or job in any big company? Why only the big company? Currently startups are paying a lot more than big companies. Sorry? खड़े होके बोलो, खड़े होके. Let everybody see you, and we should feel the presence. What are you expecting? Please stand up. बोलो कोई गाल नहीं. Are you expecting more people? Yes. So wait. Let us wait. Yes. So somebody was saying something. Please. or in a startup, right? Okay, let's talk about some fundamental things then, right? जैसे you people are saying कि यहाँ पे रह के ही पता चलेगा that should we go into startup or should we go into a big company. We'll start with a very fundamental thing, right? As we have one of the guy who is willing to start, and we have lot many people to join big companies or startups, right? So let's focus on some things that are very essential in both of the parts. What is the most essential element when you are joining a startup or when you are coming to a big company? What is the most essential element? ਕੋਈ ਇੱਕ ਇਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਐਲੀਮੈਂਟ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮਤਲਬ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੀ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਯਾਰ ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਅੱਛੀ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਜੁਆਇਨ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ, ਕੋਈ ਸਟਾਰਟਅਪ ਜੁਆਇਨ ਕਰਨਾ, what is the necessary thing? Skill. What skill? Skill is a big thing. What skill do we need if we want to join something or if we want to pursue our entrepreneurship journey? What are the skills? Come on, tell me. Any kind of a skill. Last time I was delivering a session in Aurobindo College, and many of the guys told me that the important thing to start a business or to be into a business is baniye da khoon hona chahiye. So I wish it is a good answer as well, right? And it is important to have such kind of thing. But I think there is a particular concept that we are using in BBA and MBA books, right? Which is called entrepreneurship, being an entrepreneur, to start something of yourself. And this is a very fancy term right now. Everybody is doing startups. जब से Shark Tank आया है, we have seen people who are willing to start big ventures and turn into a boss, right? So what actually being an entrepreneur is? Can anybody tell me what actually is entrepreneurship? You want to be an entrepreneur? What actually is entrepreneurship? Yeah. Taking risks and problem solving is simply entrepreneurship, right? Anybody else who want to explain this definition of entrepreneurship? Please. Okay, which is actually there in the market. You come up to solve that problem. We say it's an entrepreneur spirit or entrepreneurship, right? Okay, let's simplify this particular thing. Entrepreneurship, from my perspective that I have seen, is entrepreneurship is particularly a mindset, right? You don't need a problem to be an entrepreneur, right? You find the problem, and sometimes entrepreneurs create the problem and then give the solution, right? You see many startups, they will create the problem, they'll create the monopoly, and then they'll give the solution to that particular problem. So that is entrepreneurship, the spirit, right, that we have inside us to solve the problem, I'll say, right, to find a meaning, to find a purpose. That is what we say entrepreneurship is, right? And to pursue that particular thing, you interact with people, right? Because without interacting with people, you cannot find solutions, right? You cannot find a problem that somebody is facing, and without a problem, there is no solution, right? So entrepreneurship particularly is a mindset. Now let's come to this point that is it for everyone? Is being an entrepreneur possible for everyone, or should everyone be an entrepreneur? Nobody should go and look for the job, or although you people are looking for the job, but still asking this question, is entrepreneurship for everyone? Can anybody be an entrepreneur? How many of you think that anybody can be an entrepreneur? Raise your hands properly if somebody is thinking that. Nobody thinks that anybody can be an entrepreneur. You think? Please raise the hands. Anybody else who think that entrepreneurship is for everyone? Because I have seen people who think that entrepreneurship is for everyone, but I am very much shocked that you people don't think that business वगैरह हर किसी की चीज़ नहीं है. क्योंकि today people are currently following this thing with so much passion. I have seen 16 years old finding a company, but here we have people, BBA and MBA students, BCom students, saying that entrepreneurship is not for everyone. So let's assume that entrepreneurship is for everyone, right? Anybody can pursue this particular thing. If somebody has this spirit in them, if somebody has this passion in them, then anybody can do it. If I can do that, I guess anybody can do that. right? Because coming from a background where there are no resources, coming from a background where there are no connections, coming from a background where there is no education and what to do is not known to us, I feel anybody can do it, right? If there is proper mindset in that particular guy, if there is proper particular skill sets in that he's willing to do this thing, then anybody can pursue this thing, right? But still, being an MBA student, BBA student, you have to feel this thing that what are the necessary elements to land into a job and what are the necessary elements to start something, right? Because you people study business, right? You people are the most convenient persons to analyze a business, I will say, right? And you people know what are the things that are necessary to start, because not a BSc student will come and tell you who is going to do some wonders in the business until and unless he have that spirit in him कि अच्छा business ऐसे हो सकता है, right? So entrepreneurship first is a mindset. It's a spirit in you that you have to start a business, right? It's a risk, as he said, right? It's a very lone journey. You will not find anybody with you. It's a very lone journey. You have to travel alone, right? And you have to feel, you will feel this thing. If somebody is starting up, it feels fancy to be a boss. You will be sitting on a chair and your company will be doing the tasks for you, but this is not there. You have to work 24/7 for your particular problem that you are solving, because customer is buying your product or buying your services because you are selling it to them, right? So if you are the boss, then you have to feel this particular thing that boss do the work. Boss does not sit and watch his company do the work. By the time you can assign people who can do the work for you again, but you are still involved in the work, right? But this is a very fancy thought that we have, that businesses are run by the team. They are run by the team, but you need to be the leader of them, right? So for anyone who is willing to start the entrepreneurship journey, who is willing to start a startup here, there are set of questions that I think they need to ask from them before starting up, right? You will you must have attended many lectures on entrepreneurship. You must be having many seminars in the campus on entrepreneurship, but there are particular things that you need to ask from them, from you yourself, and every entrepreneur who comes here will tell you that particular thing. So I'm not telling anything new to you people, right? Because it's obviously said that सब कुछ कह गए शायर जो मैं कहने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. So everybody say the same thing, right? There are many people who have a lot of experience from that I have. I have just spent 2 years, 2.5 years in the industry, but people have spent a lot more than this in this particular industry, right? But again, learning things from every person and finding yourself into that person is something that you have to look for, right? So we were talking about the questions that you have to talk about or that you have to ask yourself before starting up. So the very first question that comes to your mind, right, or the element that comes to your mind to be a startup founder, what can it be? Being a startup founder, as we said, we are going to solve the problem, right? We are going to handle the team. There are many elements apart from that. So that we need that one particular element in us that is necessary to start a startup. What is that? Anybody who can answer me? What is that one quality that you should have in you yourself to start a startup? For example, somebody comes to you and asks that you are going to start a startup, right? You go to somebody that I have this problem and I have an idea to solve this problem. What is that necessity element that you must have in you yourself to start that particular thing? People who are participating, at least they tell me. What is that particular thing? Anybody? Aspiring startup entrepreneur, anybody who wants to tell? Yeah, please. No, see, I said you have an idea, you have a problem, and you know that how to solve it. But what's that particular thing that you have, that you should have in yourself? That quality. What? Are these necessary to go for this settlement of the company and start the company and make it a big company? Because here we are talking not about a startup which will fail. We are talking about a startup which will be delivering the services for more than 50 years, let's say 35 years, 45 years. There are wonderful startups who are doing this. So we need that particular skill set in us, right? So see, I'll be talking about a very wider perspective after this, so I need your answer, your views to this particular thing that I'm talking about. You said that the communication skills are the necessary part, which is obviously, but before that we need that particular quality in us which should be there in every person who is wishing to start up, that is being a leader, right? You should be a leader. Somebody who is listening to you should feel that this person can do this, right? You can, if you are leading a society, if you are leading a set of people behind you for that particular set of thing, they people know that this cannot be done, but because of your words they are following you. That is when you can start up, the quality of being a leader. So that is the first question that you have to ask yourself before starting it, right? Before starting a startup, the very first question that should come to your mind is, ठीक है, financial issues नहीं रहेंगे, मेरे पास resources हैं या नहीं है, I'll start up. But what is that first question that you should ask to yourself, that are you ready to be a leader, or are you a leader? Right? Because if you are not a leader, if you don't have that capability of being a leader, then you cannot control the set of people and you cannot communicate with the people, because people are not going to listen you, right? If you have that zeal in you, you feel that this is the problem and this should be solved and I am the person who will solve it, then is when you start this journey of being an entrepreneur, right? And being leaders are always alone. Leaders do have teams, but they are always alone in the journey, right? They make people feel that if there is something here, अगर यहाँ पे शेर है लेकिन वो लीडर बोले नहीं ये तोता है, तो लोग उसके पीछे पैरट ही बोलेंगे उसको. So if that is the capacity in you, then you can start your journey, because you have to make people feel the things in the same perspective that you are seeing them, right? So that's the first quality that you should have in you before starting up. And this is the first question that you need to ask yourself, that if you are a leader, if you are ready to lead people, if you are ready to face the problems and solve the problems of your team first, and then parallelly solve the problem that you are trying to solve, then you are going to start your journey. Otherwise you should not start the startup, because it's a very fancy word, right? But still there are a lot of challenges that you will face in the journey, and many of us, when we start up, we are not ready for that. In any kind of startup, nothing is easy. Running a shop is not easy, right? You are MBA, BBA students, anybody can pick you up and ask you to sell a pen to anybody, but it is very hard to sell a pen to anybody. You must have seen that Jordan Belfort story, right? So if you can't sell a pen, how can you sell something which costs more than 50,000, more than 10, let's see, least to least 10,000 rupees? It's very hard to sell to people, because people earn the money and it's a very hard earned money, and they are going to spend on you. And to get that money, you need particular set of skills in you, whether it is communication skill, and you should be leader first, to let people feel that this is a good thing to take and you can spend on it. Because people are following the vision of the company, and the company's vision is always the vision of the founder. Company never comes first, right? It's always the founder who comes first. There is a set vision of the founder that reflects in the company. So you are the people that if you're starting up, you should have this quality in you, that okay, I am the leader, I have this vision for this particular problem, and I will sell this thing to you. Even if you're starting an e-commerce store, then also you should have that vision, right? Because we have to start a company that can deliver the solutions to people for the longer period of time, not for short period of time. You see big companies, you see Amazon. Amazon is a vision started by Jeff Bezos, right? And nobody is trusting the person who is selling that thing to us. Everybody trusts the person who is behind Amazon, and Amazon is because Jeff Bezos, right? And we trust him that we can buy anything from it, right? And this monopoly that he have created has taken so long. So he have proven himself as a leader first, and then the organization came, Amazon, Flipkart, or you talk about any big startup that is here, right? So this is the first thing that you need to ask yourself. Now comes to the second point that we need to know before we start up, right? Are we ready to improve ourselves in the journey? Are we ready for the continual growth? right? Because I have seen many people who are not ready to give time to themselves, right, for their learnings. For example, we feel that okay, we are into business, let's skip the study part, right, and focus on business, right? Or let's these are the skill sets that I already have, and I don't need something else to start the business or to formulate the business. But this is a false thing. When you are into business, when you are solving a problem of somebody, you are going to feel the same problem, right? And when you are feeling the problem, you will face many more problems that are into the into that journey of solving that particular problem, right? So that set of problems should be crossed to solve that one particular property that you are solving, right? So to cross those hurdles, you need to upskill yourself, right? Whether it's into the team, whether it's into the customer perspective, but everywhere you have to face the problems and then you have to solve it, because nobody comes with everything sorted. You have to be in that phase where you are continuously growing yourself, you are continuously learning the things, and you are solving the things on the journey, right? So if you are not ready to improve yourself, you are ready, yeah, BBA to kar liya, MBA to kar liya, what else do we need, right? That is not a statement in entrepreneurial journey. Even in the job journey, I'll say, in the jobs, if you have this entrepreneurship mindset in you, right, then you can do wonders in it. You must have seen Aman Gupta. How many of you have know Aman Gupta? Who's he? The founder of? He was not the guy who have raised the hand, but he have answered the question. So the ones who raise the hands do answer the questions as well, right? So who is Aman Gupta? The founder of boat, right? Who is Aman Gupta? The founder of boat. The boat, not the boat the people who know the boat headphones and the electronics product that he have, right? So what he says, that to be a successful company, what he has done is he have hired people who are entrepreneurs, right? So he have hired people who have this entrepreneurship mindset in them. They work for the vision that Aman Gupta have conveyed in the company. So the board have a vision, and the people who he have hired have that mindset to promote that vision and bring it to the people. So this is not Aman Gupta taking all the things. This is the people like you who have that mindset in them that we can solve this particular problem. We have faced this particular problem as well, right? So you need to create that mindset in you yourself that I'll solve the problem being in a company, right? So being in a job or being a lone founder, right, both the things you have to be, if you want to do wonders. Again, if you're looking for something settled, okay, settle ho jayenge, there will be a salary somewhere around 50,000 rupees and it's okay, which is sufficient again, right? But still, the people who never want to stop, right, the people who want to grow, right, they need this mindset in them, even if they are opting for a job in a very big company, or even if they are opting entrepreneurship journey. So this second question is, are you ready for the continual growth and learnings in you people, right, for you people? Because there are a lot of hurdles in this journey. There are a lot of hurdles even in your job journey as well. There will be a point where you will feel to do more, where you will feel कि इससे भी ज़्यादा होना चाहिए. There you will need to upskill yourself, upgrade yourself, because the industry is revolutionizing, right? Here the things are changing in a very greater pace that you have never imagined. When we go into industry, when we do our hands dirty in the industry, we feel this thing that we are very far behind. Someday you will be waking up and you will feel that मैं तो सब कुछ कर लिया, and the very next moment you will feel मैं तो बहुत पीछे. So this is the reality of industry, which being a founder I have faced. There were the times where I was thinking that I should stop this thing and I should go for a job. This is the thing. We were only two guys running Sova Skills. It was around 8 to 9 months ago. And back then we were not having funds with us. Nobody was funding to us because Byju's did wonders to the education industry, right? So there was a time when we were planning to shut it down and opt the jobs, which my one co-founder did. He quit the thing and he went to the job. Right now he's in Hyderabad, right? He did his BTech. He was in IIIT Hyderabad, Barsal campus, right? Somehow he got connected. He was connected to the vision, but he cannot pursue the vision. Because by the time you need finances, but by then we were not having anything in our pocket. There was a time when we suffered a loss of 3 lakh rupees in just 3 days, And that was the time fell on the ground, because being a 19-year-old guy or 18-year-old guy, you have demolished 3 lakh rupees in your business, and there is nothing, no output is coming out. So that is the time when you are imagining that, okay, let's stop it and look for something जहाँ से पैसे हैं, because your parents are gonna ask, right, कि इतने पैसे हैं, कहाँ चले गए, what are we expecting from your startup, right? So these all things matter. And after that, when he got out from the company, we did some major partnerships with our particular firms, and after that it was a wonder for us, and today we are valued at 4 crore in the market, right, with a wonderful revenue, and we have partnered with over 12 states, where with the government we are planning the things, where with the government we are setting up the thing that we have, and more than 100 schools are in the partnership. So revenue wise, we have grown in 8 months. We have settled our market valuation on a wonderful high. I have been invested by people who are pioneers in angel investments in the startup culture. You talk about a thing, you talk about a business. Recently one of the business of my investor is gonna be a unicorn. You can search it out. It's by Akash Gupta. The startup is about the EV market, right? And they're going to be a unicorn. So from this downfall, I have seen things emerging, and the thoughts come in the mind, because you see एक thought आ जाता है दिमाग में that अभी तो we started it, it was just a moment कि हम लोगों ने start किया, चलो थोड़े बहुत पैसे चले भी गए, let's find out a job, nobody will हमारे पास उतना स्किल सेट तो है कि हम लोग जॉब तो क्रैक कर ही सकते हैं, बट दिस stubborn nature of your कि नहीं यार करना तो यही है, because entrepreneurship, when it comes into your blood or mind, you cannot never be into a job, you cannot opt a job, right? So this mindset should be there in you, but if there is you don't have that mindset in you, then you can skip the entrepreneurship and you can get into a job. And my co-founder did that, right? We all know this is not that we are criticizing him. This is because he had his personal financial problems or personal, vision statements that he have in his mind, or personal growth plan that he have, right? But to be into this journey, you need to be very familiar with the rejections. You need to be very open for the things that you have never wondered for, right? Because nobody is gonna come and give you money for your idea. Nobody is gonna come and give you money when you are revenue centric. Nobody is gonna bet on your company. Everybody is gonna bet on you, and if you are capable for that bet, you have to create yourself to get that money, right? And it took us around 8 months to get our first funding, and those 8 months were like we were drowning and we were falling. There was no existence of Sova, right? Nobody knew Sova, that there is some venture named Sova Skills Education, and they are doing something. But today, after those funding rounds or after those revenues that we have generated, we created that particular thing. So it's always on the founder who will take his or her company to that particular point, right? Many of you will be the users of Gold Pay. Here I'm talking about some case studies for you people, because being an MBA or a BBA student, we are open to the case studies. Case studies ज़्यादा समझ में आती हैं. तो there is this startup which I will urge you people to read, which is the Gold Pay startup. Currently they have changed their name to Gold Pay. I have been in touch with the founder from the time when it was called Zero Balance, right? So what they did was zero balance. From the zero balance they go to swag, and then they go to Gold Pay. So there were 3 pivots that they did, right? In the very first phase there was no users to them. Zero balance was something कि आप उसके अंदर अपने पैसे डालो, and you can limit your transactions कि स्विगी के ऊपर मैं 5,000 ही खर्च करूँगा, इसके ऊपर मैं 500 ही खर्च करूँगा, and after that your accounts will be jammed, right? You cannot put the money into Swiggy account and you cannot buy something. So this was the kind of stuff that they were creating, but it never worked, right? Because we cannot control our hands if money is with us, right? And after that they switched to some other model which again didn't work. Then they switched to this Gold Pay model, where they were rewarding their customers with gold on every payment that they were doing from their app, right? So with the point something of gold, they were rewarding their customers, and in 1 month of launching that pivot plan, they got 1 million downloads on their user base, and I was a user of Gold Pay as well. So you need to follow this continual journey. You need to follow this continual learning path, which is very important, right? And settlement is not a word in entrepreneurship. There is an always eagerness to do more, to get more, right? And everyone should have that particular thing if they are opting for a job as well, right? Because you cannot expect a career growth if you are not continuously growing. You cannot opt you cannot see that particular thing in entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is always about learning and getting something out of it. So you have to be very open for the challenges that are coming to you, and if you want to pursue them, you need to solve them, you need to find the solutions for them, and for that you need to learn a lot, right? So there are certain books that people recommend. Okay, books say you can get into this journey. There are certain books which I'll recommend to you as well, very good books that I have personally read from the people who have established very wonderful companies. If you have listened the names, Mindtree is there. There's a company named Mindtree. So it was founded by Ashok Sukta sir and Subrata Bagchi. Right? So he have written one book which I will recommend you people to read at least once in your life. This is High Performance Entrepreneur. The book name is High Performance Entrepreneur. It's all about the journey of entrepreneurship. It's all about the people who have faced the challenge, right? Subrata Bagchi have himself worked for the company Mindtree, and he was a wonderful entrepreneur. Even he was not an entrepreneur, right? He didn't founded a startup, but he get into a startup as a co-founder very later. But before, he was employed in that particular thing. And if you are having those examples in your mind that how can person who is into a job be an co-founder or the founder of the company, you have a lot of examples. You talk about Zomato case study. There is a girl, I didn't remember the name, but she started into sales. Before that, she was a delivery girl, and then she came into sales, customer support, and then she went into sales, and then she went to be the co-founder, and today she is having a lot of things in her hands. She operate the Zomato. The Pendagol have shifted her to certain heights. And this whole Zomato thing was started in Punjab. Right? We have delivered such great startups. Bhavesh Agarwal, Ola founder. Where he's from? He's from Ludhiana only. Right? So people have created a monopoly around them. So we can learn a lot of things from them if you listen them properly. Now coming to a wider perspective that I was talking about. Many of you people may find this wrong, I don't know, but there is this TED talk that I have listened a month ago, and this was by Brad Henderson. This Brad Henderson guy has formed a company which is delivering the services from last 55 years. The company name is P33. Very old guy he is, right? So he compared religion, right, and the business together. There were two things, very separate things, I will say, the religion and the business. So with a very broader mind, listen to this particular thing. For one moment, let's compare business with the religion. As I said, there is a very first quality that you need in you people, leadership. The second quality, there are only two qualities which I believe if you have those qualities in you, you are going to be a successful entrepreneur, right? So that second quality comes from the religion. What I'll do, ask you people to do is, anytime when you are free, you open your phones, right, and search one thing in your phones. The best leaders of all time of modern history, right? Best leaders of all time of the modern history. You will find many names. There comes Abraham Lincoln. There comes Mahatma Gandhi. There comes some other leaders who have done wonders for the revolutionary movements. Those were there. But before that, what you will find is there is a name in that particular list, the founder of our religion, Guru Nanak Dev, right? They have mentioned, there is one article you will find out when you will search out this thing. So they have mentioned their name in this particular whole letter or the whole newsletter that they have maintained for this particular thing, where they tell the importance of business and the element that I am talking about, running the business, and that element can only be figured out, can only be found in the religion. If you are keen, if you are following the religion, then only you can figure out that particular thing that I am talking about, right? And when we talk about religion, what's that one thing that comes to your mind? When we talk about religion, right? Let's talk about Sikhism, let's talk about Hinduism, let's talk about Islam, Christian, anything. What's that one particular thing that comes to your mind? Compassion. Okay, anything else? Being human. Anything else? Then one very simple element that religion is very close to. Very close to. Different culture. Huh? Okay, religions, there are different cultures, but equality is there at some point.
Justice.
Sorry? Spirituality, very close. Spirituality and justice is there. Yes?
Unshakable faith.
Huh?
Unshakable faith.
Unshakable?
Faith.
Correct. Has that element. To be a leader, somebody should have faith in you. Why everyone blindly follows Guru Nanak Dev Ji? Why everyone blindly follows the Holy Bible, the Holy Quran, or the Holy anything, for anyone? That is this quality that they have, that our leaders have, right? Which was the faith. What does religion give to you? Let's see religion as a company. No religion, there is no name of any religion. Let's say a religion, there is a religion and it is a company started by anyone, right? What they did? From the very first person, they gave you the hope. You came to their perspective, places or anything, and they gave you the hope, right? And that is what a startup do. They gave you the hope for your problem, right? They gave you a solution to your problem. So the solution for the mankind at that point was the hope. There were problems in certain religions, and new religion was found. And to maintain the religion, we are this religion have been into existence from more than 500 years, I'll say, or more than that, right? But to take the company for so long, to maintain the company for so long, you need people who will have faith in you. You need a community, right? And the community can only be with you if they have faith in your product, if they have faith in your services that you have, right? So being a leader, you should be capable of grabbing the faith of the community that you are targeting, your target customers, right? So always, the guy who I'm talking here is Brad Henderson. He always tell you people to have a keen look on the case studies that are on the religion. You will find people who are not a very, very spiritual, but you will find a people who are very spiritual, and both of them at some point are correlated to this particular element that I'm talking about, which is faith, right? So with a wider perspective, read this thing on faith. How can you create a monopoly? Because the religions that we are following here are the monopolies. We cannot go away from them. Even people are asking to be, stay away from them, stay away from such elements which are harming us. But still people are following them, because this is created by the people who were so well capable of, doing this thing, creating this faith, and they were so good leaders that current leaders who have created the monopoly, they cannot match the level of community that they have created, right? So all this particular thing that you should have before starting an entrepreneurship journey or before going to any career, you should have faith in yourself first of all. Then only you can create a faith in the people that you are targeting, right? So being a leader and being the guy who can have the faith of the people is very necessary element to start the thing. Correct? Anything else you need to ask from these perspectives that I have taken right now? Many of the guys are not listening at the end. I am just asking from the guys who are listening here. Are the things clear by the time that we have shared currently? Right? Now talking the thing that what we should follow, right? What are the things that we need to cater, right, before starting the journey? So we have two questions that we have followed. That are we following the continual path, learning path, or are we able to upskill ourselves, and are we the leaders? Now the third thing that you need to have in your mind is, are you people those mindsets who are always having that scarcity in their minds कि सर रिसोर्सेज नहीं है, आई डोंट हैव दिस थिंग इन माइंड, इसलिए ये चीज़ नहीं हो पा रही है. मैनी पीपल आर हियर हु विल स्टार्ट देयर थिंग. अगर स्टार्टअप के बारे में बात करते हैं तो आज की डेट में एवरीवन स्टार्ट्स विद दिस थिंग कि फंडिंग इज़ द पार्ट जो हम लोगों को पहले नेसेसरी चाहिए होगा, एंड देन ओनली वी कैन स्टार्ट द जर्नी ऑफ बीइंग एन एंटरप्रेन्योर. But entrepreneurs are those people who starts with very limited resources. So you need to have that passion in your mind to start with very limited resources and find out the results. So being an entrepreneur, you can sell anybody, right, with the very minute resources, right? So this is a very good quality that you have to build in yourself, which is selling. People, we were talking today, we were having a meeting before this session, and we were talking this thing that students currently don't have this thing in their mind. They think sales are not a part. If somebody will come to our team and they'll do the sales thing, right? But before you start up, sales is very important task that you have to do. You have to go to the market, you have to sell your product, and then only you can tell your team members that this is the thing that how this is how you can sell the particular thing, right? But if you don't have that mindset in you that you are very scarce mindset per person, and you always feel that अगर ये होता तो ज़्यादा better हो जाता, then this is not a journey for you, right? If you have maintained these three perspectives in you, then you are going to be a successful guy in your career, successful guy in your entrepreneurship journey as well, and you can do wonders in terms of anything, I'll say, right? But again, if you are missing these qualities, then the career, wherever you go, you'll feel settled only. You'll not have that ability to grow, right? And to growth is, I guess, one of the most important thing when you talk about career, when you talk about entrepreneurship. You cannot settle down, okay, मेरा इतना revenue आ रहा है and let's maintain this revenue for the further sources, right? Because you need to grow. You need to grow in your team. You need to grow in terms of revenue. You need to grow in terms of customers. You have to tap every corner, right? And to tap that every corner, these are the qualities that you should have in you, right? And I was talking about the books that I want you people to please read. That is this one TED talk you must listen, which is The Religion and the Business, and the book Start It Right. Before starting a business, which is the most important thing, Start It Right, written by an Indian writer again. One of the most wonderful books that I'll recommend you people to please go on and read it. This is going to open your mind on what actually entrepreneurship is, and what are the challenges that guy face in terms of team, in terms of anything that they are particularly pursuing, right? And many more things in terms of personal life. So you need to cater all these things before pursuing your career, before pursuing entrepreneurship. So this was all from my end. If any questions, so I am here, you people can ask. And other than that, I guess it was a beautiful session for me myself, having interactive audience, and I guess you people also enjoyed. Thanks a lot.
For this motivational session,
There is a startup from Punjab, which is the only startup from Punjab which is currently associated with ISRO. You know ISRO, ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization. और रॉकेट बना के भेज देंगे ऊपर, वो वाली ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है ना, चंद्रयान 3. रिसेंटली वी आर द ओनली पर्सन्स करंटली जिन्होंने इस डेकेड के अंदर चंद्रयान या फिर कोई ऐसा मिशन सक्सेसफुल किया है जिसको मून की लैंडिंग हम लोग अगर कहें तो, राइट? तो इवन रशिया ट्राइड लूना 25, वो क्रैश हो गया, राइट? सो सोवा स्किल्स इज अ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बेसिकली जिसको स्टार्ट हम लोगों ने किया था टू केटर 21st century स्किल्स इन द स्कूल्स के अंदर. वी फील दिस प्रॉब्लम के जैसे +2 के बाद बच्चे बाहर आते हैं, एवरी क्वेश्चन, एवरी सिंगल गाय हैव दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग इन देयर माइंड के आगे क्या करें, व्हाट्स द करियर दे हैव टू परस्यू. सो वी फील दैट दिस इज बिकॉज ऑफ द लैक ऑफ एक्सपोजर दैट वी आर नॉट एबल टू गिव टू द स्टूडेंट्स, राइट? सो उस एक्सपोजर इंडस्ट्री और जो हमारा एकेडमिक्स का गैप है उस चीज़ को ब्रिज करने के लिए वी फाउंडेड दिस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. 21st century स्किल्स हमारा मेन टारगेट था. बट बाय द टाइम, बिकॉज एज आई सेड, फॉर एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन आप प्रॉब्लम तो ढूंढ लेते हो, बट बाय द टाइम यू फील दैट प्रॉब्लम इज नॉट द एक्चुअल प्रॉब्लम यू आर वर्किंग ऑन, उसका बहुत ही एक वाइडर पर्सपेक्टिव पकड़ के चल रहे थे आप. तो बाय द टाइम उसको नैरो डाउन करना पड़ता है टू दैट पर्टिकुलर कंसेप्ट जो आपको एक्चुअली ग्रोथ देता है, राइट? और एक्चुअली में लोगों को प्रॉब्लम रहती है उस चीज़ की. So by the time we felt this thing that only sessions are not a proper thing to the students, अगर आप वो gap को bridge करना चाहते हो तो आपको एक प्लेटफॉर्म देना पड़ेगा स्कूल्स के अंदर. तो हम लोगों ने एक इनोवेटिव सॉल्यूशन फाइंड किया which was to give labs to the schools, जिसके अंदर we are catering space science and STEM learning subjects, right? तो आज की डेट में we have settled more than 100 labs in 12 states in northern part of India.
एंड हमारा जो मेजर गोल है वो यही है टू इंक्रीज द कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ नॉर्दर्न पार्ट ऑफ इंडिया इन स्पेस साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजिकल पार्ट, क्योंकि 95% ऑफ द कंट्रीब्यूशन जो है वो सदर्न पार्ट से ही आता है अगर हम लोग ISRO की बात करें। You know, when I say साइंटिस्ट वो अगर बड़े बड़े बालों वाला नॉर्दर्न पार्ट से जो लोग हैं, you know, डार्क स्किन लोग, वही हमारे दिमाग में आता है। But we forget that the second chairman who actually led the vision of ISRO was Satish Dhawan sir, जिनके नाम के ऊपर SCD कॉलेज भी है। So he was from Punjab, right? तो उनके बाद कोई भी साइंटिस्ट ऐसा नहीं है जिसने इस लेवल पे कोई अचीवमेंट दी है पंजाब को या नॉर्दर्न पार्ट ऑफ इंडिया को, राइट? तो इसी चीज को फिगर आउट करने के लिए, इसी कंट्रीब्यूशन को बढ़ाने के लिए we started Sova Skills, and currently as I said we have partnered with more than 10 private institutions and government institutions के साथ हम लोग मेजरली काम कर रहे हैं। जो हमारा मेजर विजन है वो रूरल पार्ट्स के बच्चे जो हैं उनको हमारा जो गैप जो उनके अंदर रह जाता है, उनको लेस एक्सपोजर मिलता है, उसको फुलफिल करना है। एंड अभी तक हम लोगों ने मोस्ट एस्पायर्ड डिस्ट्रिक्ट जो होती हैं, पिछड़े हुए जो डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स होते हैं, उन्हीं के अंदर ज़्यादातर काम किया है। फ्रॉम विच आर मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट अचीवमेंट वाज सेटिंग अ लैब इन किश्तवाड़ डिस्ट्रिक्ट इन जम्मू एंड कश्मीर, जो कि करगिल से जस्ट 8 आवर्स अवे है। करगिल, यू ऑल नो करगिल, राइट? So Kargil district से just 8 hours away district है किश्तवाड़, very active in this terrorist attacks and other terrorism activities। तो वहाँ के schools, government schools के अंदर वहाँ के बच्चों के लिए we have settled up the labs, and another achievement was the Siddharthnagar district which is in UP। अगर आप कभी सर्च करोगे most aspired districts of India, तो last 10 जो डिस्ट्रिक्ट है वो सिद्धार्थनगर है। तो वहाँ पे we have settled up the lab, and I am very amazed to say this particular thing कि वहाँ पे जो बच्चे हैं, अगर कभी भी if you plan a trip, a friend trip, अगर आपका मौका मिले तो सिद्धार्थनगर जरूर जाओ। किसी भी, not only सिद्धार्थनगर, किसी भी ऐसे aspired डिस्ट्रिक्ट में जाके आओ, and you will feel कि कितने लकी हो आप लोग to get this opportunity। इतने अच्छे कैंपसेस में बैठते हो, राइट? इतने अच्छे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में बैठते हो, बिकॉज उस एरिया के अंदर द स्टूडेंट्स हु आर इन द गवर्नमेंट स्कूल, उनको 10-10 रुपये दिए जाते हैं टू अटेंड द स्कूल एवरी डे। सो यू कैन फील दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग कि कितने ज़्यादा पीछे हैं वो। दे पीपल डोंट हैव एवर सीन द यूनिफॉर्म्स, जो गवर्नमेंट स्कूल के बच्चे। इवन वी विल ट्राई कि हम लोग एक एक्सपोजर ट्रिप उनका यहाँ भी लेके आएँ, एंड यू विल फील कि उनका जो माइंडसेट है ऐसे यूनिवर्सिटीज़ को लेके या ऐसे कैंपसेस को लेके वो क्या है। और उन बच्चों को हम लोग जब ISRO के जो वर्किंग स्टेशंस हैं उन जगहों पे लेके गए, दे वर फर्स्ट टाइम स्टेपिंग इनटू द लिफ्ट। पहली बार उन्होंने लिफ्ट के अंदर पैर रखा था ISRO के स्टेशन पे जाके, एंड उनकी स्टोरीज इतनी अमेजिंग है, उनका जो पर्सपेक्टिव है आई गेस हमारे पर्सपेक्टिव से बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छा है इन टर्म्स ऑफ एजुकेशन, इन टर्म्स ऑफ सीइंग दिस वर्ल्ड। तो ऐसे जो वंडरफुल इंसिडेंट्स हैं वो हम लोगों ने एक्सपीरियंस किए हैं हमारे पूरे जर्नी के अंदर, जो हम लोगों ने लास्ट 8 मंथ्स में कवर की है। एंड अदर देन दैट, सोवा इज़ अ सोशियो सेंट्रिक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन। आई विल से माई होल टीम इज़ फ्रॉम द रूरल पार्ट्स ऑफ इंडिया, जिनके पास कोई एक्सपोजर नहीं था, जिनके पास दे हैव most of them have never attended the colleges sometimes, right? लेकिन उसके बाद having this such wonderful organization and running it, I don't have any BBA and MBA guy from any reputed university, even I am a dropout as I said। ऐसे हमारा जो विजन था वो ये था इस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को लेकर, that we have to maintain a criteria in the organization। वही लोग आके सर्व करें हमें जो उन जगहों से आते हैं, ताकि वो फील करें सिमिलर काइंड ऑफ अटैचमेंट दैट वी आर फीलिंग टू दैट पर्टिकुलर। बिकॉज इफ एनीबडी ऑफ यू हैव एवर गॉन टू गवर्नमेंट स्कूल इन पंजाब, गवर्नमेंट स्कूल में कौन कौन पढ़ा है? गवर्नमेंट स्कूल पंजाब, तो पंजाब के गवर्नमेंट स्कूल्स के अंदर वी हैव फेल्ट द थिंग। पंजाब गवर्नमेंट स्कूल्स के बाद आके इस कैंपस में बैठना इज अ ग्रेट अचीवमेंट, आई से, राइट? Tier 3 सिटीज़ से उससे भी ज़्यादा पीछे वाले विलेजेस से कमिंग आउट एंड सिटिंग इन दीज कैंपसेस, you people should thank your parents, you people should thank your anybody who is paying for this particular thing, because ये हर एक किसी के पास privilege नहीं है। I have gone to those areas where people have this dream which can never be true कि हम लोग भी ऐसे कैंपसेस में जाके बैठे। अगर किसी एक विलेज, उस एरिया का बच्चा किसी एक सिंपल कॉलेज में चला जाता है तो इट इज़ कंसिडर्ड एज एन अचीवमेंट।
in those areas, right? So from this organization that I am working in, it's more socio-centric approach from our end, and हमारा जो विजन है वो यही है कि हम लोग by next year ऐसे और डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स को टैप करें. वी आर इमेजिनिंग एटलीस्ट 50 to 55 डिस्ट्रिक्ट जो सिर्फ एस्पिरेशनल डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स हैं, क्योंकि एस्पिरेशनल के बिना भी हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं. तो एस्पिरेशनल डिस्ट्रिक्ट जिसके अंदर हमारे पंजाब के मोगा, फिरोजपुर और ऐसे 2 डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स और हैं. आई गेस गुरदासपुर इज़ ऑल्सो कंसिडर्ड एज एस्पिरेशनल डिस्ट्रिक्ट. यहाँ पे भी ट्राई करें. गुरदासपुर वी हैव ऑलरेडी केटर्ड, एंड आई बिलीव कि हम लोग बहुत जल्दी ये जो हमारा माइलस्टोन है टू कवर 55 या 50 डिस्ट्रिक्ट जो एस्पायर्ड है वो भी कवर करें. सो दिस इज़ एन ओवरव्यू ऑफ सोवा. एनी टाइम यू कैन कम टू आवर लैब दैट वी हैव एस्टैब्लिश्ड इन लुधियाना. वी आर प्लानिंग सिमिलर थिंग. मे बी यू विल सी आवर लैब हायर एज वेल इफ थिंग्स गोज वेल. And let's see what we can do for you people, and I feel that it was a joyous session for you. Anybody else?